Welcome everybody to Find Your Flow. My name is Dr. Joe Dispenza. I wanted to take a few minutes and talk to you about my concept of flow. Whether you know it or not, you're constantly emitting information into the quantum field, and at the same time you're receiving information from the quantum field. That you are a vibrational being that is emitting energy all the time. And in order for you to begin to experience true flow in your life, there are certain principles that I've discovered that I want to share with you that may influence outcomes in your future. I think for the most part, people spend the majority of their lives reacting to conditions in their external world. Whether it's the people they know or the people they work with, the places that they go, the things they do at certain times. For the most part, people are responding and reacting to conditions in their outer world. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. We all react to circumstances in our life. But the end product of those experiences are called emotions. And emotions are a record of the past. So point number one, if you're living by the same emotion every single day, and emotions are the consequences chemically of past experiences, then you will be stuck in the past. And if you put your attention on those emotions, where you place your attention is where you place your energy. The more you keep your attention on your emotions, the more your energy is in the past. First rule then is that if your energy is in the past, there's no flow of energy into your future. So everything in your life stays the same. So then, if you take this point and you begin to extrapolate on it, then in order for you to change your life and create flow, you would have to change your energy. So then, how do you emit energy? Well, your thoughts that you think send information out into the quantum field. That's what influences the field, influences information into the field. Think of it like an electrical charge in the quantum field. And the feelings that you emote or express draw information or experiences back to you. So then, the emotion then tends to be the magnetic charge that begins to create what's called affluence, things flowing to you. And the combination of how you think and how you feel broadcasts electromagnetic signatures that begin to influence every single aspect of your life. So then, in order for you to create things that begin to flow in your life, you have to send information out and combine it with the emotion that you will experience before the event actually takes place. In other words, if you can embrace the emotion of your future before it's made manifest, you're beginning to flow or create flow towards you with new events, new opportunities, new circumstances, coincidences, synchronicities that begin to come to you instead of you going to get it. So then, our research shows that when you combine a clear intention, that is a specific vision of what you want to occur in your future, and you combine it with an elevated emotion, a heartfelt emotion like gratitude or inspiration or joy or freedom, it's the combination of that clear intention and elevated emotion that begins to broadcast new information into the field. And the longer you can experience that state of being, this amazing thing happens. Your body is going to be drawn to a new event or a new future in your life, or better yet, that experience is going to flow towards you. So then, the question that we have to ask ourselves is, what are we broadcasting into the field every day? Which is the third point. Because the type of emotions that you experience when you react to the circumstances in your world are the very emotions that are connected to your past. The primary emotions that people feel when they're in a state of reaction tends to be the emotions of anger and aggression and hatred and frustration, of judgment, of envy and jealousy, of fear and anxiety and worry and guilt and shame and depression. It's those emotions that are derived from the hormones of stress that literally tap the body's vital resources. And when that occurs, then the electromagnetic field around the body is being turned into chemistry, and the light field around the body begins to diminish. We've measured this. When that occurs, and you keep doing it over and over again, you have no energy to create a new future. You have no energy to heal. You have no energy for abundance or to design a new destiny, because you've tapped your body's vital resources. So then if you keep diminishing the body's electromagnetic field, then you become more matter and less energy, more particle and less wave. The result of that is that now you are matter in your life trying to influence matter. And you cannot be in the flow when you're matter trying to influence matter, because you are separate from the very field of information that creates flow. So then separation then causes us to define reality with our senses. We say, I'm here and my dream is over there, and in order for me to get what I want in my future, I'm experiencing a certain amount of lack or separation from what I want. So now I'm going to have to control and fight for and force outcomes to begin to reach my goals. Because most people then are matter trying to influence matter. And when we're matter trying to influence matter, we're not in the flow, because it will take more time for things to occur in our lives. So many people experience the lack of flow in their life because they're living primarily as matter instead of energy. So it begs the question, what are you broadcasting into the field every single day? And if you're being defined, for the most part, by the memories of your past instead of a vision of your future, you're not flowing towards your future. In fact, you're flowing towards your past. You're still flowing, but the flow is creating the same circumstances in your life. So then, a good practice would be then to think about a way to connect to that field of information. So then when you begin to open your heart and you begin to feel those elevated emotions, the heart begins to move into a state of coherence, a state of orderliness, and there is a measurable magnetic field that's created from the heart. Your heart is your center of wholeness. It's your center of oneness. It's the union of polarity and duality. It's where we feel less separation and more connection. That measurable magnetic field of energy is a frequency, and that frequency carries information. So then, in order for you to move back into the flow, you're going to have to trade those addictive emotions of stress that cause you to feel separate from your dreams and your future, because the very nature of those chemicals cause us to become materialists, to define reality with our senses. When we create an elevated emotion, we begin to feel connected to something greater. We feel like we're no longer separate from our dreams. We feel emotionally like we already have them. That frequency that you're emitting, that energy that's moving beyond your body, that is a magnetic charge, a magnetic field, is carrying an intent, a message, information. And that's where you have that vision of your future laid on that energy. And people who practice this change their brain and body from living in the past to living in the future. So then think about this. Your body is always following your mind. And when you have a thought of getting up in the morning and using the toilet, you have a vision of the toilet. And the next thing you know, your body follows your mind to the toilet. It's a known. you have the vision of having breakfast in the kitchen, and you see that the picture in your mind of the table you're about to sit at and the food you're going to eat, and your body follows your mind to a known into the kitchen. So your body then is always following your mind. So then what if then, instead of putting your attention on a known in your life, what if you decided to put your attention on an unknown, a new experience for yourself? And if where you place your attention is where you place your energy, and you begin to invest your energy into a new future, and you keep revisiting that future every single day, and broadcasting new information into the field, and taking time with an elevated emotion to draw the experience to you, if you did that every single day, your body should follow your mind in a state of flow to an unknown experience, just like it follows your mind to the toilet every morning. So what's the relevance behind that? Well, you know when you're in the flow, when there is an effortless effect that's taking place in your life, that the synchronicities and the serendipities and the coincidences and the new opportunities that are showing up as a side effect in your change of energy is feedback from your environment to let you know that you are connected to a universal mind. And that when you begin to see those effects taking place in your life, those emotions that you're experiencing as a result of those synchronicities should inspire you to create again. So now you start seeing the signs in your life, and you know that you're getting closer to your future. And it's the energy of the emotion that you feel that excites you and inspires you to want to create again. So then if you then re-influence the field with your intention, and you begin to create affluence in drawing the experience to you with an elevated emotion, then there should be more flow in your life. So then when you get really good at this, your state of being, which is how you think and how you feel, is completely connected to a future. And when you're maintaining that modified state of mind and body, independent of the conditions in your environment, independent of the emotions and old habits that are connected to the body, and independent of time, you should begin to see measurable changes in your life. And they will always come in a way that you least expect. And they come in a way that you least expect because if you can expect them, it's nothing new. It has to surprise you. It has to wake you up. It has to catch you off guard to prove to you that what you did inside of you produced an effect outside of you. Now, this is where it gets exciting, because when you can correlate the changes that you're making inside of you with the effect that you're producing outside of you, you're going to pay attention to what you did and you're going to do it again. And now you experience greater degrees of flow in your life. Now, I know this because I've been practicing some of these principles for a long time now. Many people say, I want abundance in my life, or I want a new relationship in my life, or I want freedom in my life. And they're making those decisions based on the lack that they experience from past relationships, or from circumstances where they had no money, or from situations in their life where they felt controlled. So now they're wanting the opposite of what they've had. And very few people take the time to wonder about what it is to be wealthy, to contemplate what it is to be healthy or happy or free, to spend more time really thinking about what it would be like to be in a healthy relationship. And it's the act of wondering that begins to build the neurological architecture in your brain in preparation for that experience. So the more knowledge you have about the future you want to embrace, the more aware of the outcome you can create. So many people say that I want wealth, or they want a new relationship, or they want freedom, but they don't have the neural circuitry to even understand or create what that means. So why is that relevant? It's important because if you're going to truly create a future, the more you know about the future you're going to create, the greater your imagination. The greater your imagination, the longer you're putting your attention and intention on that future. So then when you create that future then, and you begin to install the neurological hardware in your brain to look like that future has already occurred because you've been thinking about it enough, the process of firing and wiring in your brain causes that hardware to become a software program. The effect of that is that you'll naturally think like an abundant person. You'll begin to act like a person who's in love with themselves and who is in love with life. And you'll begin to feel more free in your world. And how you think, how you act, and how you feel is your personality. And your personality is intimately connected to your personal reality. So don't take my word for this. Try it out for yourself. Become the scientist in your own life. Take time out of your busy day and disconnect from the circumstances in your external environment by closing your eyes and playing soft music in the background or plugging your ears. Sit your body down instead of getting it up and making it do things and experience different things to feel the same emotions every single day. Sit it down, make it stay in the same place, and tell it when you're finished, it'll get up. Not when it's ready to get up. Get beyond your identity and get beyond your past emotions and your future expectations and settle down into the present moment and begin to really construct a new future and teach your body emotionally what that future will be like. When you begin to see the fruits of your efforts taking place in your life, you'll prove to yourself that you're no longer a victim in your life, that you are the creator of your life. And when you reach that point where all of a sudden you are experiencing flow and your heart is open, you'll tend to trust in the unknown and trust in the future more than you've trusted and believed in your past. And if you're able to do that, and produce some type of measurable effect by changing how you think and feel, the next important question is, if I've done this and I've done this, now I'm going to challenge myself to do something even greater. So living by the hormones of stress causes us to try to force and control outcomes in our life because we're doomed to this dimension. But when we raise our energy and we raise our emotions, and we're connected to something greater, then we don't have to do hardly anything to have the experience come to us. It's a function of a vibrational match between you and your future. And when there's a vibrational match between you and your future, the longer you're aware of that energy, or the longer your consciousness lingers in that energy, the more you draw your future to you. Try it out.